Today I am watching the 2005 film Serenity, which is a tie into the show Firefly. I can't believe I'm finally at the movie. I was like, do I put off watching this? Do I have that one little like morsel of the show left? But I also found out there is comic books about the show, so comment below if you would like to see comic book reviews. I'm very nervous and excited to watch this movie as it's like the last piece of the Firefly show. I know I can obviously go back and rewatch it, but this will be the first time watching anything new from Firefly, so it's a bit bittersweet for sure. I'm definitely curious to see what questions will be answered, which ones won't be answered. The last episode ended with River and we're finding out she has some psychic powers, which makes sense putting together all the pieces from watching the season. And then there's also a bounty hunter that was coming after the ship, so I'm curious to see if that'll be a continuation that follows through in the movie. I know the episodes were shown out of order, so I'm not too sure where this is gonna go at all. I know this also came out in 2005 and the show was in 2002, so was this like a fan, you know, curated movie? The fans kind of banded together, power to the people, and said, hey, we need some resolutions to this show that we love so much, so comment below. I feel like that was the case, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's amazing if that happened, because that just proves how great the show is and how it definitely deserved more than one season. It's been an amazing season, even though it was a short season and obviously the only season, but I just thought it was so well done, so I'm very excited to watch this movie. Thank you so much for sharing on this journey with me and watching me watch these for the first time. It's been such a whirlwind of a show, and although it took me a few episodes to get into the show, once I was in, I was hooked. I'm curious to see if this is going to be a River focused movie, as the last episode was definitely focused on River's story. Will we find out about the shepherd and his backstory? Will Inara even be in this movie, since she was planning on leaving Serenity for the last episode? And I don't know if her and Mal, what that situation's gonna be like, if they'll ever reconnect, or if we'll find out why they haven't been connecting or what's going on there. If Kaylee and Simon are still together, if maybe Jayne's mom has made him a bunch of new hats, I don't know. So many possibilities. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And for one last time, thank you for sharing and watching Firefly with me. If you're ever curious about what gear I use or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
River, we're not telling people what to think. We're just trying to show them how.
Ah! Oh God!
Scary monsters. Let's amp it up, calcium, and drops.
The Alliance got River, or is this when she was stuck there before?
I'm sorry, sir, but I have to ask, is there a reason for this inspection?
It is Simon.
Am I making you nervous?
What are we doing here?
The project was unanimous. The demonstration of her powers... How is she physically? Like nothing we've seen.
Simon's part of the Alliance?
All subjects are conditioned for combat, but River...
Undercover, I hope, to rescue River?
She always did love to dance.
Yes! Get her the heck out of here! Is this how he rescued her in the first place? Oh, thank God. My heart could not take that. Poor River. That was a very large needle poking in and around her brain. That guy sucked. And these very like muted colors, like blues and greens, but like deeply compressed. Oh, hello. Quite the gymnast.
Bias. I need to see your clearance.
I feel like this guy was in another episode as well. The guy in the tie.
Whatever secrets she might have accidentally gleaned, it's probable she doesn't even know she knows them. That they're very...
Doesn't mean she won't tell anybody. You're not getting anywhere, buddy. Yeah. Oh! Is that his kidneys?
Young miss, I'll need all the logs on behavioral modification.
Gravity is just gonna end this, man. Yep.
This is a good death.
It says you. You're not the one on a sword, man. Yeah, so this guy wants to make sure that whatever River knows stays a secret, even if she doesn't know that she knows it. Oh, Serenity. Hey, that's the name of the movie. Yeah, and it was cool to see like a little bit of the backstory of how River and Simon were able to escape. Yes, the dinosaurs toys are back. Yes.
This landing is going to get pretty interesting.
Defying interesting.
Oh God, we're all going to die.
Glad to see Walsh hasn't changed.
Good to go, sir. Just loading her up.
Okay, so far, judging by the credits, it looks like all the original cast is still here. That's just good. Especially given like a time gap, it's hard to like actors might have different contracts and stuff. So
Don't push me, and I won't push you.
yeah, Simon's obviously not thrilled about his sister being involved in this stuff, as he's been trying to protect her 99% of the show. Yeah, I was wondering if they would use her powers now that they know she has them, so that's interesting. Yeah, and they were saying like this job has to go well, basically, like because they have these fugitives on board. Obviously the Alliance is looking after them, or looking into them twice as hard, so jobs are limited. And again, she's not wearing shoes, yeah, as is tradition. Will Mrs. Reynolds be making an appearance in this? Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see River on the job and like what her psychic abilities can do for the team. Very intrigued. It would have been cool to see her like this whole season being a part of it, or like a second season where she was going on jobs with them all the time. But alas, here we are.
At last, we can retire and give up this life of crime.
Whoa, secret passage.
We're coming down to empty that vault. You have to give me your authorization password.
Password accepted. Okay, so they found this like secret bunker, and yeah, that obviously has a lot more loot than, oh, what's going on? She said what I think she said? No. Reavers, the worst of the worst.
Them inside the vault.
Yeah, they're gonna be in there, not in a nice way. Get out, run, take the money and run, literally. Scoot! Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god, they're gaining on you. No. Even their ships are dark and scary. Oh god. This big black cloud of smoke.
You want to run us down? You have close kill.
You want us alive when they eat us.
Yeah, they seem intent on torture and not quick death. Ha!
Keep moving, honey. We're coming to you.
Yes, go get him, Wash, go get him. Oh, that was close. Oh, do we lose Jayne to the Reavers?
You shoot me if they take me! Well, don't shoot me first!
Oh my god, there's like a spike through his leg. Oh. Yikes, oh man, that was close. That was real close. Yes, scooped him right up. Good. Oh, well, not the smoothest of landings, but they're still in. Oh. Oh, Jayne, he's hurt.
I swallowed a bug.
Yes, at the very least, a bug.
Are you okay?
Is he okay?
Ah! Oh, cheese and crackers, that got me.
That's a negative. Clean getaway. Set course for Beaumont. First thing, I want the spot.
Simon's, yep, and he just punched the captain.
We'll be on Beaumont 10 hours time. You can pick up your earnings and be on your
Oh man, then what? River doesn't want to leave the ship?
Eating people alive? Who's that kid from?
Shepherd book said they was men. Just.
Where is the shepherd?
Captain will drive us all off one by one. Just like Simon and River.
Yeah, where's Inara? Oh, man.
In this very bed.
Well, I can't do right here.
I hope that's not Inara's only appearance in this movie. Like, I hope she actually comes back at some point. Trying to give them advice.
Anything with a Capacin 38 engine, they fall right out of the sky.
Kaylee's just like, no, don't go. Yeah, obviously she wants you to stay.
I fear it isn't safe anymore.
For them.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like Kaylee's now thinking like, okay, well, will the captain just get rid of me one day if he decides? Like, he's just getting rid of these two, so who knows? Oh my goodness. And if Mal loses the crew, like, that's all he has. You know, obviously other than the ship, but like, the crew's his family, so.
Come on, a year now, I ain't had nothing. Twixt my nethers won't run on batteries.
Hello.
What? I can't know that. I could stand here a little more.
Oh, Jayne. Yeah.
If I truly wanted someone bad enough, wouldn't be a thing the first could stop me from going to her.
Then where's Inara? Why aren't you with her?
Tell that to Inara.
Yep. Thank you. And your own medicine, sir, if you would like it.
Ever confirmed the existence of Reavers. I can't explain it now.
Hasn't confirmed them. I feel confident they're real, very real.
You got a sweet tea kiss in your foot. How's about you take it 25%? We can talk about the next job.
Is Jayne just wearing like a security uniform? River's wearing shoes. Doesn't feel right. Not mandatory. Octopuses? Nightmare Fuel. What's this weird cartoon? And River's gone. Bye. Miranda? Who's Miranda? Oh, and we're losing the robe. Oh, giving them the chops. Oh, okay, is Miranda her alter ego? That is a kung fu master? Oh, bye. River doesn't start the bar fight. She is the bar fight. Oh, so many chops. Roundhouse. Roundhouse.
Hey, tussle.
A tussle indeed, Jayne. Whoa, bonked him. Oh. I feel like they were also at this bar before. I'm sorry, what? He just gave her a command and she fell asleep? Okay. She's been trained to be a deadly assassin? What? Is that what we're doing here? And she got like triggered from that cartoon? I don't know what happened. She was in some kind of trance, I'm guessing, similar to when she was firing the gun. Oh, who's this? Yep, now you're on camera. Bound by law 5 times.
She goes woolly and we're gonna have to put a bullet to her.
Jayne, don't you dare.
Cross my mind.
Whoa, that's cool.
Doesn't involve violence. Or is this the wrong crowd?
I think it's the wrong crowd.
Flying a lot blinder than usual here. We need to get our bearings. I think we need to talk to Mr. Universe.
I'm sorry, who's Mr. Universe? Who's these new characters coming in last minute? Unexpected? Mr. Universe sounds like the wizard from The Wizard of Oz. Or maybe he's like a beauty pageant winner. Miss Universe, there's Mr. Universe. I'm just spitballing here, I don't know.
Oh.
This guy! Yes! This guy was in every 90s teen movies.
I go everywhere. Security.
It's weirdly creepy.
I wasn't the first one in. This has prints on it.
So somebody else has been fed this.
Yeah.
You're just gonna embarrass yourself. I have a commitment to my love bot.
Love bot.
It was a very beautiful ceremony. Lenore wrote her own vows. I cried like a baby.
Mazel tov. What is that?
Subliminal.
Yes.
It's a subliminal message.
Yes.
Things are gonna get much worse.
She's usually right, so that's not comforting. Inara, here you are. Oh, and this guy found her. Here's the shepherd. He got a haircut.
It's autumn here.
Still at the training house?
This is awkward.
Oh, you look very fine.
Oh, thank you.
So what was the,
Everybody's watching. Ugh.
Trunk? I never did get a chance to drop.
Oh, I didn't mean to leave stuff.
I didn't look through it.
Like post-breakup
So
awkwardness. I know they didn't break up, but like still it feels that way. Okay, so yeah, Inara has a job for them possibly, so reunion, and he was like, oh, Kaylee misses you, but doesn't say that he misses her. Well, I'm excited they're finally gonna have some like interactions. Okay, this is gorgeous. It looks like it should be in a magical anime movie and or video game.
Dear Buddha, please bring me a pony and a plastic rocket.
Mal, what are you doing here?
He's so fashionable.
Why did we
Resolve this like civilized men. I'm not threatening you. I'm unarmed. Good.
Oh! Well,
Of course we're in full body armor. I am not a moron.
Wait, just let me...
oh God! Oh! This is not going well for Mal. Oh God! How many punches can one person take?
A plucky hero. The Alliance isn't some...
He does love his sword tricks, this one.
That's not incense.
Hello, bye. Yes.
Just a flash bomb. Go, go.
Nice one, Inara.
And devout in his belief that killing River is the right thing to do.
No hope of a reward, huh?
I missed him saying reward.
Battle Serenity, Mal. Besides Zoe here, how many... Hey, I'm talking at you!
Oh, power struggle.
How many men in your platoon came out of there alive?
Oh, Jayne.
You want to leave this room?
Yeah, I feel like you're crossing the line, bud.
We'll get off. River and I will get off at Haven.
Nobody's seeing that.
Nobody besides Jayne is saying.
As always, Wash is the comic relief.
Man to lead, but they have to follow. So you want to tear me down? Do it inside your own
I'm not
mind.
trying to tear you down.
But you fog things up. You almost have.
Aw, what does that mean?
Wish the killing was elsewhere.
Mal, come on, like you just got her back. Like who knows how long she's been gone? Instead of like, it wasn't the welcoming, you know, party I was hoping for. Jeez. Glad she's back on the ship now, obviously. This is the view from inside her desk? Okay. Ah! Zombies? Ah! Cheese and crackers. I hope he doesn't try and like attack Mal or anything or throw a mutiny. It'll be a one-man mutiny, Jayne. And it's like low-angle shot to make him look powerful.
Crazy person.
Is he gonna shoot River? Oh. Yeah, exactly. Did River shoot Jayne? I feel like that's more likely. Yep, I think that's what happened. She loves the extreme close-ups, this one. Those big eyes.
It's gonna be...
Oh, we just throat punch her own brother? Rude. Oh, God. Did she get another subliminal message? Why is she... Oh, good, she has a gun. That's, she's lost her mind.
Captain.
I thought Simon would be like the one person she would never attack. What do I know?
Are you anything but a weapon?
Yes. She's a human being.
Stake my crew's life on the theory you're a person.
A human being.
And if I'm wrong, you best shoot me now. Or we could talk more.
I didn't like that.
Miranda.
Miranda's the planet or lives on that planet.
You could have asked.
Wait a tick, yeah. Some years back.
Jayne's okay, I'm guessing, yeah.
It's not that far from here.
Whoa, no,
That's a bad
no.
notion.
Honey, show them the bag.
Yeah, the Alliance is hiding this planet. Is this where the shepherd was living? Haven? And it's all burnt out? Oh my gosh. They were just here. And that's probably, yeah, if it wasn't the Reavers.
The man should have hit us. Should have hit me.
Yeah, was it the Alliance still looking for them?
Oh, Doc.
No.
I look to be bored by many more sermons for you.
Dang it. We're too late, I'm afraid, Simon. Shepard's gone. Yeah, he said, I don't care what you believe, just believe.
Waverly, Chen, the Sanchez brothers, anyone who's ever sheltered us after a heist, tell them to get out. Get out now!
Oh man, they got them all. Oh.
You should have taken my offer. Or did you think none of this was your fault?
Yeah, he's killing all their friends and like people they've worked with.
You're a human man, and you will never understand that.
Yeah, that's enough of that. So he's just gonna go around killing people till he gets to the river and...
Kaylee, you got a day's work to do and 2 hours to do it.
He wants to put the bodies on the front of the ship?
Elimination, so that we can make a suicidal attempt at passing through Reaver space.
I mean for us to live. The Alliance won't have that, so we go with it on fire. Anybody doesn't want to fly with me anymore, this is your port of harbor. There's a lot of ways to die.
Seems promising.
I'm waiting for the Alliance to choose mine.
He had his hands up. He was like surrendering.
So I hear a word out of any of you that ain't helping me out or taking your leave, I will shoot you down.
I feel like he's gone back to like wartime mode. And so yeah, they're gonna put the bodies on the ship so that when they fly through Reaver territory, the Reavers have those, I guess. Yikes. Or they're painting, oh, okay, I see. They're painting their ship red so it blends in with the Reavers. It's a very messed up plan to put dead bodies on the outside of your ship. Yeah, it's gotta be weighing on him, obviously. Like, he doesn't want to do these things, but he loves Serenity. I'm sure he didn't enjoy painting it red and putting human bodies on it. Like, it does feel like one really long episode, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go. We've lost the Shepherd already. So Miranda's supposed to be Earth. It looks very much like Earth.
O2 levels check. Pressure. Anything's wrong. The scanner's not reading it.
Only one way to find out. Take that helmet off.
Well, something sure the hell ain't right.
Oh, so weird.
We flew over at least a dozen cities just as big.
Yeah. It's not like an abandoned planet, like it's this widely developed city, and they said there was dozens of other cities just like it. Something, I'm assuming, pretty horrible happened if all these people are no longer living, or living here particularly. Is this like an Alliance hideout or something?
He's just sitting here.
Yeah, and like the bodies don't have any like visible wounds or anything. Oh no, the subliminal message is gonna get her. Oh my god, don't turn around, Kaylee, don't turn around, whatever you, yep, there it is. Oh god.
How come these ones are preserved? They must have gone hermetic when the powder blew. Sealed them.
Oh my gosh.
What's everybody doing?
Yeah, it looks like it was just like a regular day and they all died.
Lay down.
They just literally all laid down and died?
They're everywhere. Every city, every house, every room, they're all inside me.
Oh god.
Nothing. Get up.
Does she have like the memories of this whole planet in her head? Okay.
These are just a few of the images we've recorded. And you can see it isn't what we thought.
I love that actress.
It was supposed to calm the population, weed out aggression. Well, it works.
Too well.
The people here stopped fighting. And then they stopped everything else.
Yeah, they literally just laid and died.
There's 30 million people here and they all just let themselves die.
Oh my god. That's insane.
About 0.1% of the population had the opposite reaction to the pacts.
And they became hyper aggressive.
Increased.
Yeah. Is that...
They've killed most of us.
Yes.
And not just killed, they've done things.
Yes, that's how the Reavers became 10th of the... Yes! Oh my god, they made the Reavers! They weren't people just like left on the edge of the fringe, like they were... I thought they were people of like circumstance, but this was something that happened to them, obviously, like...
I'm alright.
She feels better now that she's been here? She's got those like voices out of her head.
Somebody has to speak for these people.
Yeah, exactly. The Alliance just covered up their mistake.
So now I'm asking more of you than I have before. Maybe all.
And of course Mal's standing in this like light beams.
As soon as I know anything. So no more running.
Is that gonna like start another war?
You let us know if anyone else comes at you.
Well, you'd be the first.
I don't trust him now. He seems very... Yep, there's the assassin. Oh, and again with the sword, and you just killed Mr. Universe in front of his love robot. So rude. Could have at least closed her eyes. Now she's gonna have that memory.
We'll meet them in there.
No, 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 no.
Destroy it all.
I knew his response was too programmed. Frick! Now what? Gah! Should have known to get my hopes up that things were gonna go well. It's not that kind of show.
Wash. We almost through.
Cheese and crackers. Playing with my heart one last time. And that's such a like interesting storyline, and there's so many pieces of that could have been explored, and this frickin' Reaver ship's got like talons, because you know, that's what they need. Don't you touch a little hair on that ship. I refuse to believe this movie is ending this way. I'm not accepting that.
Bastard's not even changing course.
Because he's bringing all the Reavers with him, so... Yeah, exactly. He's not alone, buddy.
Target the Reavers. Target everyone. Somebody fire!
Sneaky, sneak, escape. Yeah, get out of there, Wash. You can do it.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
Yes. Very zen. Does Wash write poetry? Because he should. He should.
Chickens come home to roost.
Oh, bonked him.
Okay. I'm a leaf on the wind.
Yeah. He's losing his zen. Yeah, where's your sword now, bud? See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Okay, that is reminiscent of Space Cases. If you haven't seen Space Cases, check it out immediately. Yeah, and of course the assassin escapes in a pod. Oh god, it's like that ride, like the G-Force or whatever it's called. It's not gonna be graceful, that's for sure. Ugh. Oh, hop, skip, and a jump. Oh! Oh god. Oh, losing parts left and right. Well, it landed, technically.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
I'm a leaf on... Oh!
Wash! Baby! Baby, no! Baby, come on, you gotta go! Come on! We gotta move! Baby, please! We gotta move, baby, come on!
What? Did that just happen? He was a leaf on the wind? No. Can't kill off my favorite character in the movie.
Make sure they ain't filled with nothing goes boom.
Wait, Wash! Where's Wash?
Too soon.
He ain't coming.
Too soon. And she's handling it very much with denial and just pushing those feelings deep, deep down for later. Just like, Wash, like of all the people, if Kaylee doesn't make out of this alive, I will lose my mind.
You're thinking on revenge, we're gonna get through this.
Do you really think any of us are gonna get through this?
I'm not even accepting that as an answer.
Well, I might.
I mean, yeah, if someone offered Jayne enough money, he'd switch to the Alliance. But, like, come on! I'm not doing this suicide mission, end of days scenario. I'm not.
Guy killed me, Mel. He killed me with a sword. How weird is that?
Oh, he had, like, programmed the doll?
Got a short span here. They destroyed my equipment.
Yes.
But I have a backup here.
Yes! Always back up your files.
My one regret in all of this is never being with you.
Yes, 100%. Thank you.
To say as sex?
Well, you know, probably at some point.
I mean to say.
Hell with this.
Well, that'll motivate you for sure. I thought she was just gonna like drop the gun and be like, let's get to it, but yeah, Simon was just so focused on his sister.
Now.
Oh no, he's gonna hear the message. No, 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 no. So he's like, nothing matters anymore. I'm just gonna keep shooting. They need River's shooting skills.
Just give me a bandage.
Oh, what was that like foam gun thing? Yaga. Kaylee's been hit. Zoe's been hit. Of course the doors won't close. Oh, he gets to use his trusty grenade.
Starting to lose some feeling here.
Lie still. I'm gonna give you something.
The kit's out there.
My back.
Stop! Stop doing this! We can't kill the doctor. We're all effed.
I hate to leave.
He won't. Take care of me, Simon. You've always taken care of me. My turn.
Get his bag. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No, 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 no. We can't lose River to the Reavers. This is going downhill very fast. Don't make a movie just to kill off everybody in the cast. You know, that's rude. Super rude. Oh, I hate that sword. He's got a screwdriver. Real David and Goliath situation over here. Oh, God. Come on! Stop killing everybody! Bonked him. Oh! Oh! Mal, don't take that sword out. Whatever you do, do...
have to go with wrath.
Yes! You're just gonna bleed out faster, you goob. This is... Who do we got left? Who do we got left here, people? Jayne? Mal's stabbed. Simon's shot. Kaylee's was tranquilized or something. Oh God, he loves to do that. Yes! Yes! Elbowed him in the throat. And what part of him did he just break?
I ain't gonna kill you.
He's gonna let him sit there and just...
I'm gonna grant your greatest wish.
Yes! Send all. Reply all. Everybody's worst fear. Send. Send. That's a cool prop. I love that. Oh, God. Yes, River. Kick their butts. Give them the chops. River's a lean, mean fighting machine. The fight sequences have been really good too. Fighting the Reavers. Come on, River. Yes! Yes, there she is. #1 champion. River 9,326. Reavers 0. Is this the freaking Alliance now? Your next words better be, Yes. Glad he finally admits defeat. My heart. My precious heart. Yeah, Mr. Universe. Oh, that's cool the way they have them on the tombstones with the hologram. The Shepherd, Mr. Universe. What? Yeah, so it looks like River and Simon and Inara are all back on board. They're doing the repairs to the ship, obviously, because it's seen some things. Oh my! And Simon and Kaylee are gonna have some adult alone time. Spicy. River, get out of there.
It's not over.
Yeah, the assassin's still alive.
Think she'll hold together?
She's told her plenty, but she'll fly true.
Just like you, Zoe. Just like you.
Make sure everything. Ready to get off this seat? Back to civilized life?
Stay. Please stay.
I don't know.
Good answer.
Yeah, who's gonna be their pilot now? Mal for the time being, I guess. Yeah, and to like sit in the seat he died in, like.
You gonna ride shotgun with me? Help me fly?
That's the plan.
Okay.
And you can work out.
Yeah, I think she got it.
You know all the math in the verse. We take a boat in the air that you don't love. Shake you off just as sure as a turn in the world.
Aww.
Storm's getting worse.
Go past through with Serena.
And look at that, they passed through the storm and came out the other side. Oh man, I don't want it to be over.
What was that?
Oh, come on, one more. Can we just do one more, please? Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was in this? Okay, interesting. So that was my first time watching the 2005 film Serenity, which was part of the Firefly TV series, and oh man, so much happened. I really enjoyed the movie overall. I thought it was great. I'm sad, obviously, now that it's over. And like I said in the beginning, comment below if you want to see like comic book reviews or that documentary review reaction. Let me know, because I don't want to just stop Firefly. I love this series, and that movie was amazing. So I was kind of wondering if in the movie they were going to do like a time jump and like neatly wrap everything up, like if it was going to be like 10 years later and we would see Zoe and Wash with like a baby or a family or something, and we'd see like Mal and Inara together and Kaylee and Simon. Like I was wondering if they were going to do that. I've seen that in previous movies, but that's not what happened. They just flew off into space out of the storm, as it were, with Mal and River co-piloting, I guess. I don't know if there's sequels or anything. They definitely kept it open for a sequel, even when they said like, hey, the Alliance isn't going to give up on you just yet. Like they may have slowed down, but you've mostly just angered them. They're still going to try and come after you at some point, even though that assassin seemed to have switched sides and he's like, you won't see me again, basically. So just because he's given up doesn't mean the entire Alliance has, however, so they kept that open loop. But yeah, comment below if there are sequels or anything like that. I imagine this movie was well received when it was first released, especially if it had been fan sourced, like if the fans banded together and petitioned to have this movie created. I can only imagine it would have been well received. It did feel like a giant episode, or like a season smushed into 2 hours. And yeah, it would have been so cool to see River work with the crew, use her psychic abilities. We saw a little bit of that in the robbery scene, but it would have just been so cool to see all the adventures they would have had with her by their side, especially now that they know she has these amazing fighting capabilities. And honestly, her fight scenes were incredible. It was so well done. Yeah, it was just like this big choreographed dance, and like it just River versus, you know, 90 different Reavers or whoever she's battling, and she just takes them all out. It might not have even been a skill she knew she had. And then we see she's been receiving subliminal messages when they're at that bar through that weird commercial. I don't know what that was, but it was creepy. It was like Teletubbies on acid or something. I don't know. It was freaky. And then those messages remind her of Miranda, and it was like, is a Miranda a person, a place, a thing? Like, what is it? And then we find out that it's a planet, obviously, and it looks very much like Earth. And I don't know if that was intentional or if I'm just reading too much into that, but they are able to go to Miranda basically by strapping these bodies to the ship and painting the ship and pretending to be a Reaver. It's not on any map. The Alliance doesn't even go out there because it's basically like a dead zone. Like if you step foot into this territory, the Reavers are going to have their way with you and not, you know, it's not going to end well for you. So Mal comes up with the idea to, after they see the Shepherd is dead, and the bodies of that planet Haven, I believe, they take those bodies, put them on the ship, and then the Reavers at first glance think it looks like a Reaver ship, and they're able to make it to this planet. And yeah, just such a very interesting twist and an interesting story arc that it would have been cool to see continued, with them finding out this big secret that River knows, and now the audience knows this secret that she's been carrying as well, and somehow had the voices, or the silence, I guess, of all these people, 30 million people on this planet, who just basically passively decided to all die, or decided to not decide, if that makes sense. Like, that stuff they put in the air, I guess, was too effective, and instead of making it less aggressive, it just made them stop doing everything. And very interesting concept for sure, the fact that that could even be possible, that people would, your fight or flight instinct wouldn't occur, and you would basically just sit at your desk and starve to death, or you would just stop breathing or stop drinking water, or whatever the basic human things you need to survive. Your body would just now stop doing those things because the stuff in the air is just making you so just docile and just zoned out, and you're not thinking of anything, and even keeping yourself alive is too much of a task. And the fact that we finally got to see the Reavers, honestly, I had kind of forgotten about them because they had mentioned them in the first few episodes, and then that was it basically. We didn't see them, we didn't hear from them, so they kind of got pushed to the back of my mind with everything else happening in the show. But yeah, they were very scary, and there was like those quick cuts where you saw like the super close-up shots of their face, and they are like all cut up, and just they kind of look like zombies, but not slow like zombies, obviously, just like these super aggressive creatures. And from the show, all we had learned about them was that basically they were people who had been stuck on a planet that was not doing well, and that this is what had happened to these people. They were forced to resort to this type of behavior because, if I'm remembering correctly, it's because they were basically, you know, they just all went crazy, and because they were stuck on this outer planet, which they were technically, but it wasn't just because they lost their humanity over time, which is I think how I kind of perceived it. Like, they had just been in such a horrible situation for so long, something snapped and they stopped being human and became more, you know, animalistic, if that makes sense. But we find out, in fact, it's something that has happened to them. Like this air stuff, 10% of the population, like anything, there's obviously going to be a small number that don't react the same way everybody else does. So of course this group becomes hyper aggressive, and that's how we get the Reavers. And it was such a cool way to learn about the backstory, and I feel like there's other creatures in this universe that we could have learned about and their backstories, and just all the layers of the Alliance and all the ways the Alliance is also trying to cover this up and hide this big conspiracy secret, because basically they killed 30 million people and nobody knows about it, because the only people who experienced it, except for that one lady who Sarah Paulson, I think is the actress's name, but I really like her, and she was the only one who had this message, and then you even see her dying while she's giving this message. So none of these people on the planet obviously are going to be telling this secret to anybody because they're dead, but yeah, like I wonder what the other planets and other people's response to this information would have been. We didn't really get to see that. We know that they now have this information because thanks to Mr. Universe, which is a great name, who unfortunately didn't live to get to see his backup plan come to fruition. But yeah, just very curious on what the response is going to be. And part of my thinking was also that, would this incite like a second war? Like, what is the response? If you had found this information out, would you have now like started revolting, and maybe little riots will start happening, and the independents maybe will come back to life, I don't know, and like start battling against the Alliance more and see what happens. But this was definitely shocking information. Mal definitely felt like he was in wartime mode, and when he kicked that guy off, and Zoe was kind of like, hey, wait a minute, like no man behind, like what are you doing? Like maybe we could have saved him, maybe we couldn't, I don't know. But Mal didn't really, I mean, he did shoot him to avoid him being attacked by a Reaver, which was good, but yeah, it was just, and again, like Mal showing mercy, and when he decides to even leave the assassin alive, he's showing him mercy, even though that assassin did a lot of damage to a lot of people that Mal was close to, and I'm sure he really wanted to do some terrible things, but he restrained himself. It was so great to see the original cast back. I wasn't sure if everybody would be back. Shepard was only in it for a few scenes. It looked like he had left the ship and was on this other planet, and that Serenity and the crew was just going to visit him every so often when they needed a place to hide out, because it seemed like a pretty small village and like a pretty peaceful place, obviously until the Alliance shows up and destroys everything, including the Shepherds. We didn't learn about the Shepard's backstory and why he's not a Shepherd or anything like that. And now that he's passed away, I don't know how we would, but knowing this creator's work and the movies and TV shows I've seen of his other stuff, I'm not surprised a cast member died. So when the Shepherd died, it wasn't a huge shock. And to be honest, it wasn't a major character in my mind. He was kind of a side character. He definitely played a big part, but he wasn't, you know, it wasn't Mal or Zoe in my opinion, as opposed to the heartbreaking scene when Wash dies, and it was just, he had just landed the ship and he's like, I'm a leaf on the wind, and was just being Wash. And honestly, he's probably one of my favorite characters from the show, and just comic relief and just such a calming presence and all this chaos, and just, it was just so heartbreaking. And then it just obviously crushed any future dreams of him and Zoe, you know, having a family in the future or even being together, obviously. But man, that was just so heartbreaking, and just I didn't have any words to process it at the time, because it was just so shocking, and it was just so sudden after they landed, and then you see this giant spear thing come through the window, and it wasn't like he got shot in the arm. Like, it was pretty safe to say that he wasn't going to make it. They didn't even call on Simon to try and, you know, revive him, obviously. Like, they knew he was going to die, and that was the end of it. And just, it was interesting to see Zoe's reaction as well, because she went to him right away, and then I think when she realized the severity of the situation, I think something switched, and she just went into, you know, I'll deal with this later, like soldier response mode kind of thing, and went right back into battle. And even Mal is like, hey, so about your husband just dying, and she was just like, yep, cool, yeah, let's get this done, I'm on the job, like just very deeply repressing those feelings. And then we see that funeral scene at the end, obviously, when she's in that beautiful white dress. And it was interesting to see the holograms on top of tombstones. I think that's like a cool sci-fi way to, maybe that's what it'll be like in the future, I don't know. But yeah, just so heartbreaking. Like, it's always been on the show Zoe and Wash, and they just had like this great relationship. I know Zoe's obviously her own character and has her own stuff going on, but it just made their characters even more dynamic that they were together and they had this bond. And it was just such a heartbreaking scene, and I couldn't imagine washing the show without Wash. I couldn't imagine watching this show without Wash in it and his goofy dinosaur toys. And if they ever remove those, that's it, that's the final straw. But yeah, just like, oh, and then Mal has to sit in the pilot seat. Like, I don't know if they replaced the seat, but just being in the, taking over the job. I feel like Zoe is Mal's best friend on the show, but either way, a very close friend of yours in his seat, and you have to do his job basically. And just, oh man, I can't. It was a lot. It was very sad, and just, yeah, I don't even know if there was a second season, what would it be like without Wash? Without the Shepherd, I could probably deal with that, but without Wash, I feel like it's just this huge gap in like, how do you even, I don't know. I just love that character. He was so goofy. Honestly, that way that last scene was going, I thought nobody was making it out of here alive, and I was just like, I don't know how I would have felt if Simon would have died, and Kaylee would have died, and Mal would have died, and River would have died. If it just had been a total like wipeout of the entire cast, like, oh my god, that would have been, I don't even know I would have been able to do this recap. I probably just would have been like, well, roll credits, because what the frick's the point? Like, just so, like, such tense scenes, and I think that's what makes it a good show, but obviously it just brings a viewer to like the brink, and then it pulls you back, and oh, my heart was just like, it was a lot to take. And that scene between Simon and River, like, oh my god, like, just my heart was breaking in a million trillion little pieces, and just, you could feel the connection they had. And like, when River goes out there, like, you don't know if she's coming back. You're like, yes, she's a very talented fighter, but also these Reavers are notorious for being the worst. And how she sacrifices herself to go out there, get this bag so that her brother can live, and hopefully Kaylee can be saved. Like, oh man, that was an intense 10 minutes, however long that scene was. And then of course we have the great, wonderful reveal when the doors open, and it's Mal on one side, and then the doors open on the other, and it's River on the other side. And it was just, I think it was just a big sigh of relief for everybody watching, knowing like, because I think at the time, maybe you thought, okay, there will be sequels, or there will be other stuff going on. And if they had killed off all of those people, I think you just would have lost all hope that they're done. Like, this is it. They're just cleaning house, killing everybody off. They have no intentions of continuing this series in any fashion. So I'm glad that 89% of the cast made it out of this alive. Does anybody know what that password that he used, what that means to make River go to sleep? Comment below and let me know. I couldn't pronounce it for the life of me, but comment below and let me know if you know what it means. And then it was nice to see some flashbacks of, well, I guess dream flashbacks of River when she was at the Alliance and her schooling. That was interesting because we didn't really see too much of young River and young Simon except for that one episode when they were at home. So this was interesting to see how like their school was, and like how that kind of functioned within the Alliance. And again, like if this would have continued, maybe we would have learned more backstories about Kaylee and Jayne, and just further develop those characters, because I think that would have been really interesting to see more about this world and learn more about those characters. I'm glad Inara was back in this. I wasn't sure if she would be, considering she was planning on leaving the last few episodes of the show, and then Mal is watching her pack up her shuttle on that little iPad or whatever, that little screen, and then she calls Mal in because this assassin has showed up. She needs some help. He shows up looking with lovely headdress, and then is able to save Inara, but like just barely. And then it sounds like Inara is going to stay on the ship, so I'm very excited about that, and that she would now continue to be a part of Serenity again, rent the shuttle, and hopefully her and Mal, they still didn't end up together or talk to each other about any type of feelings, because, you know, why would they? But at least now that she's back on the ship, there's a possibility for that conversation. I was worried she wouldn't be in this at all. We would just have that one little clip of her and that would be it. But yeah, luckily she came back and helped the team and was able to be a part of this crew one more time. We still don't know why her and Mal aren't together. I'm still guessing it's because of work and like they don't want an awkward situation if things don't work out or whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping, in my mind, if there would have been another season or another movie or whatever, they would have gotten together. But again, they just love to leave that last little piece unresolved. For me, this film was setting up a lot of like conspiracies with the Alliance and kind of building that mistrust with them even further, obviously with the discovery of Miranda and learning what River has known this whole time with this secret, and how they were talking and they're like, well, they're probably going to do it again because the Alliance believes that they can make people better, and that's what River was being taught at school or in her dream, that they, oh, we can help you, we can make you better. And it's like, well, did they even ask? Like, you're just assuming you know what's best and overstepping your bounds, obviously. And River says they're meddling, and it's like the Alliance thinks they're helping, but nobody asked for their help, and they're just sticking their nose where it doesn't belong and just trying to control things, obviously, and trying to make people act a certain way instead of just leaving people alone and letting them do their thing. The fact that the Reavers even were created and are causing havoc everywhere just because the Alliance felt the need to, oh, why don't we just put this, obviously untested, they clearly didn't test it on a small population, they tested it on 30 million people, because if they had tested on a small population, they would have figured out that obviously this has some adverse side effects. They tested it on this giant population, and now they're stuck with the results of Reavers, and it's a monster they created and they have to live with, and then they bury the secret so that nobody can find out. Yeah, it was just very interesting, and the fact that, like I said, there's probably more of that stuff out there, and if they hadn't tried to intervene and they would have just let people alone, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. And the fact that I'm assuming these people didn't have any warning, they probably just woke up one day and then, oh, look at that, I suddenly don't have the urge to breathe. Like, I feel like there was no communication that this was going to happen. This research lab probably just conducted this experiment one day and then saw the results. I feel like the Alliance created this problem, and now they're doing everything they can to ignore it and avoid it and just pretend that everybody else doesn't have to deal with this situation. And think of how many lives are lost to the Reavers because the Alliance created them basically with this science experiment, and again, who knows how many other experiments they've been doing on people that maybe didn't have as adverse effects but affected people. And I feel like with the show we barely scratched the surface of these planets, these universes, what else is out there. Like, maybe there's hundreds of other planets that the Alliance has turned and burned because they were testing out these random experiments on people and we just don't know about them yet, and River doesn't know about them either. And yeah, it was just very interesting, and it felt like opening a door and then getting a tiny peek and then instantly slamming it shut. So man, it's just definitely a loss of potential, and just there's endless possibilities for stories with the show and even with the movie, and we just got the tiniest little taste of it, and then that's it. And like they said, this report was 12 years old, so for 12 years nobody knew that this was happening, and then they only found out because River knew. And I liked the introduction of Mr. Universe's character, as short-lived as it was. It was cool to see his apartment or lair or whatever he had going on with his like wall of screens. That was very cool. And then his lady friend, the love robot as it were, and it was so cool to see how he was able to send a message, I guess while he was dying, to this robot that was able to transmit that back to Mal, which ended up being very important. Unfortunately also the assassin found out about it, but I never think we learned the assassin's name, did we? Comment below and let me know, maybe I missed it. But and then we have that huge battle between the two of them in this backup server room. I think it would have been cool to have Mr. Universe as a recurring character throughout the show. He was definitely interesting, and the fact that this video like went viral was super cool, and the fact that he has the pulse on all this cameras and like CCTV and just the security cams, and he can tell you basically what's happening where, and he can see if other people have seen it. Like, he knew the assassin had seen the security footage at that bar. Just such a cool concept for a character, and yeah, it's too bad he only made it into the movie. Badger wasn't in this movie. I wonder what Badger's up to. And we didn't see the villain from the train job wasn't back in this. Mrs. Reynolds wasn't back in this movie. And I'm assuming their storylines have ended. We finally got to see how Simon was able to sneak River out of the Alliance. They said he basically paid for all these connections and worked his way in and was just pretending to be a part of this alliance, and then obviously had this alternative plan to get his sister out of there. And I couldn't imagine how heartbreaking it would have been, knowing how much he cares about his sister, and to see her have this giant drill in her head basically, or some needle scooping out her brain and doing whatever inside, and he just has to stand there and be calm and just like find the right moment to swoop in, rescue her, and get her out of there, because yeah, she was not doing well. And just, it was very interesting for the first few minutes, because you're kind of like, why is he like this? And especially because at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, okay, did Simon suddenly switch to the Alliance? Did River get taken again? Like, what's going on? So it was well played for sure, but then we see obviously that's how he was able to rescue her. And I also forget how young River is. Like, she's only 17, which is crazy. And then we found out the timeline of the fact that they had been on the ship for 8 months. I don't think they had mentioned that in the show. And I'm not sure of the time jump between the end of the last episode in Firefly Worlds to the start of this movie. Whether it's been years, months, I don't know. I know obviously it was years in real life, but in the show span, I'm not too sure. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great continuation of the show. Definitely bittersweet as this is the end as far as I know. I don't know if there's a sequel or anything like that, but as far as I know, this is it for the Firefly team and the Serenity crew. This is the end of the road for their characters, on screen anyway. Like I said, maybe it explores more in the comics. I haven't read any of them, but yeah, it's definitely bittersweet, and I'm glad Simon and Kaylee were finally able to spend some time together. Obviously, losing Wash is heartbreaking, and it's gonna take me a while to process that. I might have to rewatch some episodes to see him back on screen again to know that he's okay. And then the shepherd also, we didn't learn his backstory, so that's kind of an open-ended question I'm not sure about. Inara and Mal, again, will they, won't they situation. They love to play that game, who knows. And the way Mal was describing it, it seemed like their situation was getting more and more desperate, like the jobs were getting more scarce, but now that they have River's abilities and they're taking River on the job with them, like she had her first job at that robbery and was able to protect the crew from the Reavers because she could sense it early. I don't even want to think about what would have happened if she hadn't been there and they would have suddenly been attacked by Reavers. Like, obviously that would have been a very short movie. So hopefully she goes on more jobs with them. It was nice to see that story arc of, it sounds like everybody's leaving, like Simon and River are gonna go out on their own, the shepherd's gone, Inara's gone, and then they all come back together in their own way, even if it is short-lived. But scene between Mal and River at the end when he's like, well, the first rule of flying is love, like it's just a machine if you don't love it, and if you don't care about it, you know, it's just nuts and bolts basically. So yeah, and I feel like their bond is obviously a lot stronger now, and I'm hoping River can kind of harness her powers and get a little bit more handle on it. And now that she says she feels better now that she's been to Miranda, maybe since being back on that planet and being able to express how she finally feels, and everybody else realizing what's been going on in her brain this whole time, I think it was just kind of like a big sigh of relief for her. So hopefully she's doing better, and it was nice to kind of see them team up together to be co-pilots. And obviously River is a very quick learner and highly intelligent, so I think Mal might, I don't know how much teaching he'd have to do, but it was nice to see that camaraderie, especially how they'd kind of been at odds. I don't know if Jayne will ever come around to being on River's side. Okay, should probably wrap this up. I don't want to though, I want to keep talking about Firefly. Oh man. Really great movie, really great series. So many thoughts, so many feelings. I'm just sad that it's over for now. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. Honestly, it's meant the world to share this experience with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All the way through the 14 episodes of the show and seeing the crew and all their adventures and knowing what was lying ahead and watching me experience that for the first time really just made this experience so special. And I could have just watched this on my own, but I'm so glad I had this as a reaction video series and was able to share that experience with you guys, because the Firefly fan base is very strong. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. The dinosaurs toys are back. Secret passage. Not mandatory. Octopuses. Miranda? Who's Miranda? He just gave her a command and she fell asleep. Bound by law 5 times. I'm sorry, who's Mr. Universe? He does love his sword tricks, this one. Throat punch her own brother? They just literally all laid down and died.